Hello, my loves. Welcome to a new episode of the Dark Feminine Revolution podcast. I'm really excited to be back. I haven't recorded an episode in months. However, I have multiple episodes created right now that will get me up to Christmas. So I'm super excited to be here today. I'm super excited to share my wisdom. I have this spark beginning to reignite within me. So, just a little bit about the last couple of months. I'll keep it short and sweet. Um, Even if you follow me on social media, you'll have seen that I wasn't as active as I usually am because my business is and me is moving into a new chapter. And this chapter that I'm moving into, it felt very uncomfortable for me. I felt very vulnerable towards it. There was a lot of doubt going on. So I had to turn inwards. I had to turn to God. I had to face my shadow. I had to do all of that deep inner work um that needed to be addressed so that I can step forward onto this purpose-filled path. And it was not easy. It wasn't easy. But I needed to be really turning inwards, and especially the last month, um, yeah, I isolated myself, but it wasn't even isolating myself from oh, I need to be away from people. I need to be away from the outside world. It's too much for me. It was really like this deep calling to go inwards, to go in and connect to God. And I'm really happy I done that because I got a lot of clarity. Um, yeah. So where my business is moving to, I done a mushroom ceremony a couple of months back. And I got an Akashic record reading again a couple of months back. And they both confirmed something for me. So my business is when I was in the mushroom ceremony, Goddess Isis, she told me that I was here to help women create wealth. Um, Wealth in their business, wealth through their body, wealth through sustainability. And I actually had forgot about that part in the mushroom ceremony because yeah, that was a whole thing. And then I got an Akashic reading off my friend Ula, who you will hear of. She is a guest on the podcast. She has been a guest, and she's going to be a guest where she's speaking about the Akashic. Um, but she had confirmed the same thing. And before I got the reading, I was starting to notice things. And then I got the reading off her, got the confirmation. And then once I got the confirmation, I seen an image of a rose. And then everything that Isis told me flooded back in. But that felt really edgy and full of charge for me because honestly, in the last 3 years I've made fuck all in my business. I'm gonna be very truthful. I'm trying to be careful with the way I say words. So I've had to overcome a lot in regards to financial stuff. I have had to walk through a lot of karmic stuff in regards to financial stuff and a lot of ancestral stuff in regards to finances. But again, this is the reason for it. My whole financial life, my whole life in regards to finances makes so much sense now. So now I feel more confident, I feel more empowered, I feel more like I can do this because I wasn't feeling like even 2 weeks ago, I was questioning everything. But we had the eclipse the other day, and the eclipse, and yeah, I was going through it far beyond the eclipse because I had loads of stuff pinging off in my astrology chart. Um, but that was just showing me this is what you have to do, this is what you have to move through. And that's what I love about astrology as well, especially if you know it. You can look at your chart and be like, okay, I can see this is going on. So this is going to be a period, and that's okay, I'm in it. I'll move through it. And then it will pass. So yeah, so I am here speaking about money, and that's what you're going to be hearing a lot, but not just money, money and pleasure, because money is created within the body, and it's about creating money through sustainability. And what does that mean? That means like creating money that you're working with your energy. So working actually with your cycles, working with the cycles of the earth, working with the cycles of the cosmos, working with your body to sustain your energy rather than hustling and forcing. So yeah, you will hear so much about this moving forward. So I'm excited to tap you into it today because I take a different approach to money as well. And this is something that I've been cultivating over the last couple of weeks. And this is why I needed to go inwards because this is what I was being shown. I was being shown these are things that I need to do for myself, and these are things that I am going to bring forward to help other women create wealth. Now, just want to go to this creating wealth, okay? So, this is not creating wealth just for you. Okay, so this is my why. Okay, so my why is to create generational wealth, not just for me, but for my descendants, but not just for them to honor the ancestors, my ancestors who came before me, but still not about me only, because the work that I'm going to be sharing with you is going to help you create generational wealth. So it's not just for this lifetime, it's for like multiple life, like descendants after you. And that gets me turned on. Like it does, because I know how hard it is when we have financial stuff and financial trauma going on. And I am not here to pass that shit on to anybody. I'm going to create generational wealth. So my kids, my grandkids, my descendants will not have to worry about what I had to go through. But I went through it. I done what I had to do. I cleared a lot of stuff for me. I cleared a lot of stuff for my ancestors. I will still be clearing. It's not that it's completely gone because there'll be still more stuff coming up. But that's the story. So it's not what I'm sharing and the creations that I have created and I'm going to create. It's to help you create generational wealth through sustainability. And wealth is created within the body. Oh, I'm so excited to share this now. Oh, I really yeah, I feel buzzing. I feel buzzing about this. And I'm glad I feel buzzing because I actually had a lot of resistance to it. Like even when I realized that I was to speak about wealth creating connected to wealth, I didn't. Like there was my last creation that I put out there and I knew I wasn't supposed to do it, but it felt safe to me. So I did, and guess what? It didn't work. And honestly, none of my creations have worked. The majority of them have not worked for about 2.5 years, but I now know why. Because I was giving energy, giving time, attention to things that were unaligned for me, that were misaligned for me. But now this is a new day, a new dawn, a new chapter, a new beginning, and I'm here for it. So today's conversation, and this is where I will share with you like my different approach to money. It is very, very taboo, but that's what I love. And if you are here, you are into the taboo. It is about Tantra. It is about God, and it is about money. Now, you are listening and hearing money. It's probably triggering the shit out of you. You're hearing Tantra, probably triggering the shit out of you. And you're hearing God. But in between money and Tantra, you're probably like, what the actual fuck? But we will get to that. Because God is not separate from anything or anyone, including money, including Tantra. So we will start off with Tantra because I started to take a tantric approach to money. I'm going to explain what Tantra is, okay? So, a lot of people, when they think of Tantra, they think of sex. And yes, that is a part of Tantra. There's two different types of Tantra. There's white Tantra and red Tantra, and it's the red Tantra, I'm pretty sure, that's connected, that's associated with sex. However, Tantra is so much more than that, okay? Tantra is all about returning to presence, returning to love, returning to the heart, and seeing, like, when I say love, love is actually what God is who God is. So when I say return to love, it's return. Tantra is actually getting us to return back to God and seeing the divine within everything. So yes, sex, because when we begin to take a tantric approach to sex and self-pleasure, this is where we dissolve any illusions of separation and we connect to the divine, whether we are having sex with another person or self-pleasure. So this is where Tantra comes in. And when I got this idea and start practicing it, I was like, oh my God, this is a bit of me. Like, this is a bit of me. I felt like very turned on and aroused, and it was very like motivating and driven for me. But something I wrote down, I have a couple of notes because I'm trying something new. I'm still channeling my podcast, but I'm trying to have a bit more structure to it, blending that Virgo and Pisces North and South Node. Um, where is it's okay, I have it written in, oh yeah, I have it there. Just not in so where's it gone? Oh yeah. Tantra is the path to the divine, and that's something that came true for me the other day. So if we're getting to, like, if we're talking about Tantra, okay, and we're talking about the divine, and it is the path to the divine, um, you know, like something that came true, and we're talking about the divine, and we're talking about love and the heart, okay? Because God is love. God is unconditional love, and this is where God is. God is not outside of us. So, the other day we had the Pisces eclipse. We had the full moon eclipse. So Pisces is actually connected to unconditional love, and it is associated with oneness. And the shadow side of Pisces is illusion, you know. But Pisces is like the cosmic womb. There is no separation between any of creation. Um, like everything is interconnected. Like if we think of Pisces, it's a water element, and like water, like it has no boundaries. You can't separate water, no matter how much you try. It can't be separated. Um, it flows and it's connected and it's intertwined. Um, so yeah, so on the full moon in Pisces, what came up for me was I was not expecting this. Um, but also it was happening in my fourth and seventh house. The Virgo is my fourth house, the seventh house is where Pisces is in. So that's all about the self and other. So what came up for me was actually how I was desiring love, but I was fearing that I would lose myself to it. So I worked super hard on getting myself to where I am now, and to hand myself over to another. It's so scary because in the past I have allowed myself to get lost in others. I have allowed myself to neglect myself, my needs, and just want to give to another person. And that is scary to me because of how much I've had to work on becoming more empowered, more accepting, and more loving of myself. Um, so that came up on the Pisces eclipse, obviously to be released and cleared. And it came up through a self-pleasure practice because again, like you are, when we are engaging in like self-pleasure through ritual, through tantra practices like breath, sound, movement, we remove the illusion of separation and we open our channel and things just start to flood in as we are self-pleasuring if we are orgasming. So walk, and it came through, some of it came through then, and then others, this particular part came through, and this is how we'll get to money and stuff like that. So this particular part came through is love is all there is. No, sorry, that's not. That's not the part that came through there. I actually have it on my phone. But I really want to share this part with you because I think it's actually such a I just think it's so beautiful. Like you can't lose yourself to love, only find yourself through love. Isn't that gorgeous? Like, so no matter how much we get lost in love, whether it's a good situation or a bad situation, we always find ourselves through it. Um, so even if it is a bad, negative situation, we start to like, if you see the negative situation as in it's showing you things about yourself that you need to address that you've been suppressing, it gets you to go inwards, turn inwards, return to God, return to love. And then obviously if it's a beautiful situation, like it just expands you. Love is a natural expander. Yeah, I just thought that was beautiful. And then as we moved through, like as I moved through the evening and I done some meditation, more came through. So love is all there is. You can never be separate from love. Everything is an illusion to get you to return back to love because love is all there is. Every situation you've experienced is to return you back to love. God is not separate from anything or anyone. It's all an illusion. So let's go into this part of illusion. So I when I've been in like plant medicine ceremonies before, I kept getting that like it's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. It is not real. Everything here is an illusion. And I understood that, but when I had that come true the other night, it was like I felt it. I felt it within my body. It's like it's a knowing now. It's embodied now. The understanding that I have, it's not like a mental understanding, it is an embodied understanding. So if we talk about illusions and separation, this is where like money comes in. So as I said, like God is not separate from anything or anyone, and that includes money. Okay, so when we think of everything, we think of it being outside of us. Um, but it's not. Everything we need is inside of us, and we think that God is separate from everything. But God is the ultimate creator of every single thing. God created sex. God created money. It is not wrong to have money. It's not wrong to want and desire money. Like if you like have grown up, I was christened Catholic. I grew up in the 90s Ireland. Hmm. My family lived in like Catholic Ireland. Religion and stuff like that tells us that God is separate from everything, that God will judge you if you want to have money, like that you need, if you really want to like be a loyal devotee to God, that you have to like leave all of your earthly possessions behind. But how, like, we are here to have a human experience, just like sex. Money is such a human experience. Like, we are here to like have this most, like, live our most abundant life, and we are actually born wealthy. Like, we are born wealthy. And when I was in that mushroom ceremony, that is something I received off Isis, like saying that wealth is in your DNA. So at that time I thought, like, and I seen, like, the DNA. At that time I thought she was just talking about, like, oh, it's in my DNA, my bloodline, actually. But now I understand it more on a deeper level, and especially after the other evening, like, wealth is in our DNA, right? Because we are born wealthy, we are born abundant. Um, because, like, that's what God is. God is everything, like, God is money, God is abundance, God is wealth. Just the way God is love, God is joy, God is anger. Um, you know, um, when I say God is anger, I don't mean God is up in the sky being angry like we've been told in religion. That's not what I mean. I just mean God is everything. Um, but what happens is when we come into this earth, we and we move through life, we get conditioned and illusions get created. So when we come into this earth, we come in with amnesia. And our job here is to remember who we are. It's to remember that we are loved, that we are loved, that we are God's. And the other evening, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to explain like what I felt and what I seen the other evening, but it was like all these situations, I'll try my best to explain it, but all these situations and all these things that we've been conditioned with, and all these life experiences we've had, it's intentional. Like, we get sent here intentionally to like, forget everything, forget where we came from, forget the truth. So all these experiences condition us and create illusions and create limitations. But our job is to, as we move through these situations, it's to like, look at them, like, everything is a mirror to us. So any situation, any people that we are experiencing that maybe, like, feel negative or off, it's showing you something. It's showing you something that you need to address, that you need to look at, that you need to stop hiding from. And when you do dive into your shadow and you start to release your limitations and start to release your conditioning, your past conditioning, it's like layers get lifted up. And then you step more forward and you remember more things about who you are, and you claim more of your power, and you return more to love. You start to love yourself more. You start to have higher expectations for yourself, for your life. You start to see the world differently. And again, it just keeps happening and happening. And what I was saying was, like, all these experiences that we have to look for, we have to address and look at. It's like the layers of the onion being peeled up. And then we, like, when we come back to, it's like what I was being shown was, like, when we pass, and it doesn't necessarily have to be when we pass, but I could see this, like almost like the final layer of the onion being taken off, being like, oh, I remember. It's all about love. So we get to the illusion of money, um, like, as being separate from us, as being separate from God. You know, um, like, God, every like, money is energy, and like, it's not, yes, we have it as a, like, you can see physical forms of it as well, but ultimately money is energy, and money responds to how you feel about it. Okay, so if you feel like money is evil, that's how money's going to be to you. That's what you will see. Like, a lot of things where money is being used for evil things. If you avoid money, money is going to avoid you. If you disrespect your money and just, like, let it go everywhere, money will disrespect you, like she's not going to come to you. So whatever feeling you have towards money, that's how money presents itself to you. So money, yeah, so yeah, money is energy, right? And everything is energy. Everything is created um through God, by God. And nothing is separate from God, and that includes money. So getting back to the energy thing and like how you feel and how you feel about money is how money responds to you. Um, so what I was doing, what I started to do, because like just another thing about Tantra, Tantra is about polarity work, okay? So what that means is like there is like masculine and feminine to everything. So if you like look at like even a woman's period, like which is very feminine, you have to actually be a female to bleed. There is still there's still parts of the cycle that are actually masculine, which would be the follicular and the ovulation phase, spring and summer, and then we have the luteal and the winter phase when we bleed that are like more feminine and more softer. So yeah, so getting back to like money, and working, this is where I like it was coming through, like how to work with money, like and use it as work with the energy of money and like the polarity of money. So seeing it as a masculine and feminine. So the books that I have been reading and the stuff that I've been listening to, they either address money as either masculine or feminine. However, but when I started actually intentionally connecting with money and seeing money as my lover, because um this is something I received. Um I started to see it as like started to feel it as yes, actually it is both masculine and feminine. So what I was receiving about money is like it needs a purpose, it needs structure in order to go like it needs a purpose, it needs structure to the structure is what the purpose of it is like, so it needs to be guided to where it needs to go, and the structure is what holds it. So structure is very masculine. Money is here to support you, to provide for you, very masculine. Okay, on the other side, what I was feeling when I was connecting to money was like she needs to, and this is the feminine part, see I'm saying she needs to also feel that it is safe to come to you and trust you. And these are all feminine qualities. And when she feels safe, when she feels that she can trust you, she will begin to flow to you, and you will become more attracted to her. Um, there was lots of things that I actually uncovered about money. I have it written down. I should have wrote it, had it written down, but the some things that I uncovered about money, about my relationship to money. And yes, I'm looking at it as a relationship to money. Yes, I am looking at money as a lover, because we need to build a relationship to money if we want to increase it. If we want to help it with our life, with our purpose, with just like having a good life. Because think of anything like the more energy you give to something, the more it grows. The more intention you put behind something, the more it grows and evolves. So yes, I began to see money to be like I'm going into a relationship with money, because money loves commitment. And this is a lifelong committed relationship that we are going into. So I started to see money as my lover when I was doing like certain practices that I was guided to. So one of them is called Inner Union. It's a Tantra practice. And I actually began to talk to money. So I'm having a conversation with money. Yes. And I like from what I was saying, things that money reflected back to me was like I was like just like avoiding money. I would expect money to like just be there for me and like give me things. And then I would, when I needed something desperately off money, I would go to money and ask it. Now, if you think of a relationship like that, someone is just showing up for you when they are looking for something, and that is it. What type of, like, no, I've had those relationships. I don't want them. So money reflected back to me. I wanted to take from money and not give. But everything, and this comes back to like Tantra and the balance of the universe. Everything is about giving and receiving. What else? There was loads of things that I uncovered. I can't think of like a lot of them. I have them written down. That is the one that I have at the top of my head. But yeah, getting on with this polarity work, like, so it's really like the more we begin to see money as a relationship, something we want to grow and evolve, we have to give time and we have to commit to it. That is daily. And it doesn't have to take up a whole bunch of time. It could be 15, 20 minutes. But I wanted to speak more on Tantra and polarity work. Like, so polarity work is obviously about masculine and feminine, as I did say, and as most of you will know. So when it comes to the masculine and the feminine, like if you think as magnets, and when we have magnets, we have opposite poles that attract. So when it comes to the feminine gives from her heart. She pours from her heart. She gives from her heart, but she receives. So that is the positive pole. And the negative pole of the feminine is her yoni. And the negative is where she receives. So we receive through our yoni. On a man, their positive pole is their penis. And their negative pole, how they receive, is through their heart. So they give from their penis and they receive through their heart. We give from our heart, and as a woman, we receive through our yoni. So if we speak about women, us women, like how many of us are like honestly women in business who are spiritual based, soul-led business, heart givers, like we are here to fucking change the world like on a soul level, like we lead from soul. And just women in general. We are constantly giving. We are constantly pouring out. And we don't allow ourselves to receive. And something that dropped in the other day when I was meditating, and I was like, oh, and it's connected to the positive and negative pole. It makes so much sense. So, women, we give from our heart. We are heart led, so we're constantly giving and constantly pouring out. So giving is actually such an easy thing for us women, but we find it hard to receive. And what came in was like, so many women are disconnected from their yoni. They don't connect to it. It's hidden away. That part of their body is for a lot of women, it's never addressed. It's never connected to. It's never, there's not a lot of awareness given to. So it's shut down. So because the yoni is the negative pole in Tantra, and it's how women receive. We receive through our yoni, but because it is for the majority of us, it's shut down, we find it impossible to receive. So we are not able to receive money because we are shut off and disconnected from our yoni. And when that landed, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. So much sense. So yeah, I'm like, this is where like money and tantra is coming in. And again, it doesn't have to be sexual because tantra is the energetics as well. So, but when I received that, I was like, it just landed and it made so much sense. And we do have to, we have, as women, we have a lot of reasons why we are shut down from our yoni. And it goes so much deeper than that. I don't really feel that that's not what I'm here to talk about today, anyways. But I wanted to, again, just continuing on with this Tantra and money because, like, Tantra, money, and gods, because it just, oh yeah, I love it. So, Shakti and Shiva, okay? Shakti is the feminine, Shiva is the masculine, okay? So, um, Shiva is pure consciousness. Shakti is pure energy. So there is like as the feminine, right? It's called like the dance between Shakti and Shiva. As the feminine, we are here to dance. Um, I'll get into that what that means. So the feminine dances, it's like this, the Shakti and Shiva dance where our magnetism, which is feminine, or energy, which is like Shakti is pure energy. It's like we dance to attract the masculine, okay? So what that means is you're not necessarily going around dancing, but if you want to, like, go for it, because that's what I do. But it's talking about our energy. Our energy is what makes us magnetic, okay? So if we come back to money, it is our energy that attracts money. So for a lot of us, we are going out hustling, doing masculine things to try. We're doing more to try and um attract, like try and pull in more. However, we are not here to do it that way. It is our energy. If we are looking after our energy, like if we are giving to ourselves, if we are attending to our body, and understanding our wants, needs, and desires, this is where we begin to pull in money. This is where we become magnetic. Okay, we don't go chasing money. We don't go chasing men or chasing lovers. We do the dance and we look after our energy and become magnetic and alluring to money. And again, coming back to this force overflow, it got me thinking of, like, when I was thinking about this episode the other day, it got me thinking about orgasms. Okay, so if you are trying to force an orgasm, it can feel like quite uncomfortable, quite painful, and it's like you're trying to force it, so you only, like, you might get a peak orgasm, um, but you're like, is that it? I feel a bit raw down there. I feel like I'm after, like, it doesn't feel nice. It feels very forced, and yeah. But if we, like, and that's very masculine. That is a very masculine quality of, like, pleasure, but if we go in to please ourselves, or it could be another person, it's slow, it's sensual, we are breathing, um, and we allow the energy to build. Going back to the energy, we expand our pleasure and have the ability to expand an orgasm throughout our body. That it's not just like a forced peak orgasm, it's a full body heart explosive orgasm. And if you look at it, like the masculine side, the hustling, the forcing, I'm trying to get everything that I want. Like if we look at that perspective of money, trying to come to that, um, money is not attracted to that. No one's attracted to that. But if we look at the feminine side, where it's like using your breath, connecting to your body, using, like, moving energy, like, and giving to yourself and being slow and sensual and being in your femininity, being in the feminine essence, you are magnetic to money. So I'm not here to create money through force, through hustle, and you're not either. And that's not what I'm going to be sharing, teaching. I am going to be teaching you how to do it the feminine way. Um, And I wanted to share like this on, here's a bit of astrology coming in. So Taurus and Scorpio is on the axis of Tantra, but also these two signs are connected to money as well. So you can see this interplay of money and Tantra. So like Taurus is about the body. It's about like yeah, it's about the body. It's about like money, the physical form of money. Like saving, spending. Um, the earthly way that money will be looked at. Scorpio on the other side is like inheritance. So it can be what we inherited, so like our family inheritance, not just like actual physical money, but actually the stuff that we inherited, like um the beliefs, the experiences, the cycles that we are repeating. Um and if we get to like, you know, Scorpio is also connected to receive to other people's resources, so other people's money. It is connected to investment. Um, so if we connect these archetypes then to like the body and pleasure and sex, like Taurus is about like the physical experience of sex, like pleasure, like the body. Like I feel pleasure in my body. But Scorpio is looks at sex through like merging, connecting with the divine, working with not just the physical body, not the Taurian side, but working with the energetics. Um, Working like to merge with a soul or merge with God in this case. So you can see that we have, like, even in astrology, and these are things that we feel, we have money and Tantra together. And we have, like, that is Taurus and Scorpio is the axis of Tantra, money, and power. And it's soul power. And it, like, Scorpio is soul power. And, like, the Taurian side, it will be like, we have power if we have money. And then like so just getting back to the money part of Taurus, as I said, it's the physical manifestation. It's what we desire to have physically manifested. But Scorpio is the why, like the soul why. So Scorpio is ruled by both Pluto and Mars. Traditionally, it was Mars, and in more modern astrology, it is Pluto. And then Taurus is ruled by Venus, which is the divine feminine. Mars, the ruler of Scorpio, is the divine masculine. Pluto is about our soul. It's why our soul incarnated here. It is like the why, but it's connected to our soul desire, our desire nature. So you'll see where there's desire linked into all of these, okay? So there's nothing wrong with desire, okay? We're very afraid of desire, but again, like in our chart, we all have a Pluto, we all have Mars, we all have Venus. It's very natural for a human to desire. Um, so yeah, Pluto is about like our soul desires. It's our desire nature. It is the why, the soul why. Like when we come into Earth, we have desires. Um, and we're meant to have them. We're like actually the desires that we have that we want, we are meant to have them. So Venus is connected to desire as well, but it's how we like Venus is associated with magnetism. So it's how we magnetize our desires by the energy that we give off, because Venus is like an energy. It is magnetism. She does not chase. She attracts. The feminine does not chase. the feminine attracts. So it is like the energy of how we pull our desires in. Mars, the divine masculine, is how we go after our desires, the action that we take to go after our desires. So it's not that like money is like you don't take action and you just wait for money to come in. That is not what I am talking about. I am talking about like um doing things like practices like that are like energetic practices that are going to help you connect to money, but also on a daily basis, but then also having like masculine practices that help you connect to money on a daily basis. um and just like, you know, like God, everything that you receive comes from God. Money is not separate from God. So every single penny that you've received, that you will receive, comes directly from God. It does not matter how it comes to you or who it comes from. It is coming from the divine. And the divine wants to pay you for your services here on earth. But for a majority of us, we're not allowing it. And we have loads of deconditioning to do and limits, like remove limitations and begin to feel safer within our bodies. And that's what I am going to help you do. So don't worry, we're going to make it happen together. So I'm so excited to introduce you and invite you to Money as My Lover. This is one of my new creations that is beginning on the 2nd of October. So it is for women who are like spiritual based business owners. And when I was feeling into this, I'm getting like really excited when I speak about when I was feeling into this, like who the person is. It is women in business who are actually like being called to step into a new chapter of their business. It's like what I'm seeing and what I felt was like God is pushing you to like expand your limitations, expand far beyond what you've taught, what you've been doing, you know, like it's a new chapter, a new beginning. It's like yeah, you're really being called to step onto a new path here. And I'm feeling like these are initiators, like the women who are like in like are already in Money as My Lover. They are initiators, they are like change makers, they are like doing things differently, they are creating success in a way that has not happened before. And I'm so excited. If this is you, you need, not you need, it's an invitation to come to Money as My Lover, and we begin to look at money in a whole new way. Um, yeah, I'm really excited. And what I seen about like, and this again, this is a foundational thing that you need to get. So it's like not you need to get, you need to have. It's a found. These are foundation. What I'm teaching in Money as My Lover, it's foundational. So what I seen when I was connecting to this energy of my creation was like an acorn. So an acorn you plant into the earth, and what does an acorn become? An acorn becomes an oak tree. They are rooted very deeply into the earth. There's stability. They grow really tall and they last hundreds of years. So if that is not telling you that this is about generational, you beginning to create generational wealth, I don't know what else is. Like it's about creating stability within your business through sustainability. There is not going to be any sexual practices. It is taking a look at money through the lens of Tantra, but as I said, it's energetics. And we're going to be doing somatics. We're going to be working with psychosomatics. We're going to be working with modern energy tapping. We're going to be working to regulate, not just regulate the nervous system, but heal the nervous system, because the healing is super important. And we're going to be healing our subconscious beliefs and patterns and reprogramming. And like, there's going to be rituals, and it's amazing. and I would love to invite you there. I'm going to leave everything below, all the details below. If you have any questions, you can DM me over on Instagram. Thank you so much for listening. I'm so excited to share more of this work with you. Yeah, I'm buzzing. If you liked this episode, please follow me on Spotify, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love to hear how you what this brought up, what this stored, like maybe it brought up like excitement, but maybe like a lot of uncomfortableness. We're talking about money, sex, and God, you know. Money and sex is the most highly charged things in like that us humans have, and then we're talking about God, and that was like that's been like, oh, these are things that are separate from God, but remember, nothing and no one is separate from God. So I'm gonna leave you there, my loves, and thank you for listening to me. I feel very excited just about this new chapter. I feel very excited about this episode. I feel very excited about moving forward. Yeah, and I will see you very soon. Like, honestly, I have stuff recorded. Bye, my loves.